Hello students, let's continue the next part of the lesson there, the dissociation of hydrogen chloride there. So in the last class you have seen that hydrogen chloride gas first dissolves in water to form hydrochloric acid solution. So this HCl which then produces H plus aqueous and Cl minus aqueous ion. The separation of H plus ions from HCl molecule cannot occur in the absence of water. The separation of H plus ions from HCl molecules can only occur in the presence of water. So remember that hydrogen ion can only occur in the presence of water. So that is why HCl gas shows acidic behavior only in the presence of water. The HCl gas, that's why it turns the wet blue litmus paper to red, because it dissolves in water present in the wet litmus paper to form hydrogen ion, that is H plus aqueous ion. Because of this H plus aqueous ion, it can turn the blue litmus paper to red there. So you can see the reaction here. HCl plus H2O give rise to H3O plus Cl minus. This H3O plus is nothing but called as hydronium ion there. So hydrogen ion cannot exist as a base ion, so they have to associate with the water molecules and can exist as a hydrated ion. So you can see that each hydrogen ion or H plus ion will get attached to 4 to 6 water molecules. So we can see here the equation representation. H plus, when it combines with the water H2O, will give rise to H3O plus, which is called as hydronium ion there. So this is what we are going to learn in the acids. Now next let's learn for the bases there. So already we know that the water base is there. So here we are going to see the properties of bases. When a base is dissolved in water, it always produces hydroxide ion. Thus, a base is a substance which dissolves in water to produce hydroxide ion, that is OH minus ions in a solution. So, for example, you can take here sodium hydroxide NaOH is a base because it dissolves in water to produce hydroxide ion along with the sodium ion. So you can see the equation there. NaOH solid give in the presence of water give rise to Na plus sodium ions plus OH minus aqueous, that is hydroxide ion. A sodium hydroxide solution shows basic behavior due to the presence of hydroxide ion. Similarly, you can see with the potassium hydroxide is a base which dissolves in water to give hydroxide ion along with the potassium ion, that is KOH, in the presence of water give rise to K plus aqueous OH minus aqueous there. So it is the presence of hydroxide ions in potassium hydroxide solution which imparts its basic property or alkaline property. So the next example is MgOH twice, which is nothing but the magnesium hydroxide is also a base which dissolves in water to some extent to produce hydroxide ions along with the magnesium ions. So magnesium hydroxide solution shows basic behavior due to the presence of hydroxide ions in it. So from the above discussion, we can conclude that a common property of all bases or alkalis is that they all produce hydroxide ions or OH minus ion when dissolved in water. So you have seen the examples of NaOH, KOH, and MgOH twice, CaOH twice, NH4OH, all bases because they dissolve in water to produce hydroxide ions there. Okay, so here when a base is diluted by mixing in water, the concentration of hydroxide ion per unit volume also decreases there. So this is nothing but the dilute solution there, which you're going to see in the next coming class. Now let's study what happens when acid is added into water. A concentrated acid is one which contains the minimum possible amount of water in it. The concentration of acid is decreased by adding more water to it. When water is added to a concentrated acid, then a dilute acid is formed. Thus, a dilute acid is one which contains much more of water in it. So here a dilution of a concentrated acid should always be done by adding concentrated acid to water gradually with stirring, and not by adding water to concentrated acid. If we add water to the concentrated acid, you can see what is happening in this picture there. So what is happening here, you can see there is a splashing of acid on the face. When a concentrated acid is added to water for preparing a dilute acid, then the heat is evolved gradually and easily absorbed by large amount of water. If, however, water is added to the concentrated acid to dilute it, then a large amount of heat is evolved at once. So here you can see that when water is added to the concentrated acid, what is produced? A large amount of heat is produced at once. This heat changes some of the water to steam, and it can even splash the acid on a face or cloth and cause acid burns there. So, the fact is that heat is evolved during the dilution of concentrated acid. So, take about 10 ml of water in a beaker, add a few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid to water and sprill the beaker slowly. Now touch the bottom of the beaker. The bottom of the beaker appears to be hot, showing that heat is evolved during the dilution of concentrated sulfuric acid. So it is an exothermic acid. So always remember that what we have to do is that when we want to dilute the acid there, what we have to do, we should add concentrated acid slowly into the water and you have to stir it. We should never add water into the concentrated acid. So we can observe in the laboratory, this is the warning sign which is displayed on the container containing concentrated acids or bases. It is not only with the acid, this also occurs with the base also there. So that's why we have this warning symbol that we have to be very careful when we are using these acids or bases in the laboratory. Hope you have understood the topic. Thank you very much, students.